Hello, audiences. Hello, everybody. Hello, anybody within the sound and reach of my voice. This is No Frequency Radio. We're broadcasting here from River West Home and Video, which, thank God, is open today. We almost had an incident walking in here, but come to find out, everything is fine.
Tom almost peed on himself.
Yeah.
But we fixed it.
I did not almost pee on myself. Just
He has decided we're going to do the entire show
Just
with
so
music playing in the background.
everybody knows.
There's no chance of me hearing what he's saying.
You can hear me. All right. That was Two Houses.
Both of them.
Both of them. Perpetual Motion Machine. It's available on the single they're releasing. B-sides? I think double-sided single.
Double-sided single?
Yeah, double, or just, it's a two sides, I don't know. That is the single, though.
That is the one that you're going to hear on the radio.
That's the one you're going to hear on the radio.
Not just this radio. That radio that's
So-
radio that's available.
Shout out to the houses.
Both and all.
Brenna Olson at Zoomies, the Zoomies crew, Alex Hayes at Fuel Cafe crew for this Kevorkian and Crush. It's really as good as Bill says it is.
It is so good.
Nick and Zav
Nick and Zav, the
had a mixer last night.
two men ever stepped out of the woodwork to make something come together. It's Nick and Zav.
Yeah. Kind of holding it together.
They saw a wall and like the Kool-Aid man, they kicked it down and said, "Oh yeah, time for some radio." And here we are.
Flynn McNamara in Prescott, Arizona.
What about the child?
Avery Julia Civic. I always say Julia Avery. It's Avery Julia Civic.
Years you've been screwing that up.
Hello. She was just born a couple months ago.
Kid's gonna have all kinds of issues.
Elisa Grassi in Las Vegas, Nevada. Bongo Billy. Who else do I have? Theron.
The Newmans.
The Newmans.
The Newmans spread far and wide.
The Newmans spread far and wide.
Tall
Theron.
and short. Spick and span.
Tall and short, yeah. None of them are in the window right now. Bill, could you turn the camera to the window just so that it can... If you could see the absence of Theron and the Newmans.
Theron and the Newmans are not outside.
I guess they wouldn't know what the Newmans look like.
But you'd know them if you saw them. They're a very distinct-looking crowd.
Aren't they?
Not in a bad way. They're just like when you see one and then you see they're like, oh yeah.
They all look
That's a Newman.
like a Newman.
I kind of wish I looked like a Newman.
Oh. My friend Shannon Connor. She's in
Hello.
the store.
Hello,
Hi,
friend.
Shannon.
Today we have a special guest.
Well, we have a special guest.
We have the Magic Cat Rock.
It's a rock with a cat design on it,
It's magic.
and it's magic. We were gonna have some guests.
But we chose the Magic Rock instead.
Yeah, we chose the Magic Rock instead, guys.
The Magic Rock has taken its place in our hearts. But it's time for my shout-outs.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and give a shout-out here to the girl who made this delicious Kevorkian Crush. I don't know her name, but she was dark-haired, wearing glasses, working over at Fuel Cafe next to the blonde with the cute tattoos. So thank you to you. I'm also going to shout out to Nick and Zav a third time. I'm going to shout out to this guy walking in the door right now.
He's walking in the door.
He's pretty serious looking.
He is.
And,
We're all very serious looking today.
you know, maybe
We look serious.
we're a very serious crowd.
We're a serious crowd.
We've got business cards, and we've got
Yeah.
car magnets, and we've got QR codes up the wazoo.
We have all those things, guys.
We've got mugs.
We've got mugs. I don't know if you guys saw that right before the broadcast. I'll show it again.
This is the
Courtesy
mug.
of Bill.
Well, courtesy of freedom in the marketplace. We've got a mug, a no-frequency mug. There's two of them. I forgot mine because I'm a loser. But Dominic remembered his. No frequency. Right there on the mug. Now he's like the Bill O'Reilly. of
Right
radio.
there. Yeah. I'm like the mug of Bill O'Reilly.
He's like,
I'm Bill O'Reilly's mug.
you know, let's just do it live. I'm ready.
Yeah.
So that's. I think we got all that, but I should probably do this part again.
Yeah. Here's this.
Welcome to No Frequency. My name is Bill the Business, and this is Dominic Wanzer, the producer of this show. The things you will hear over the next hour
Hour.
represent the views of No Frequency and the people making them. All opinions and quotations in no way represent River West Radio and are the sole responsibility of the producer, guests, and callers. River West Radio is not liable for any legal issues arising from the content of this program.
Not liable.
At all.
Zero liabilities held by
Ladies.
the channel.
Yeah, River West Radio, they are the forum. We are the voice.
We are but a slot.
What we're saying is if you're going to sue
Within the
somebody,
forum.
sue Dom. He's the producer.
No,
That's
because I
and the producer of the show.
because I have good legal counsel.
I looked at the board over here. It says No Frequency Dominic Wanzer. Like, very clearly he says that. Like that's
Does it say that?
it actually said right there where my finger is touching. On the other side though.
No way.
Yes way.
Well, maybe I should read that.
Maybe you should read. Is that a can we put that on the list?
Yeah.
Bucket list?
How was the office today? It seemed pretty hectic with that guy. There was a guy.
There was a lot going on.
Let's just preface this with last night's story.
Oh man. Okay, so we went the River West Radio had a mixer last night.
We met Chili Chill.
We met Chili Chill, we met Cece, we met
Crick D.
Crick D.
Crick D.
We were invited onto Cece's show,
So?
Life,
Life.
capital L, capital I, capital F, capital E. It's on Fridays. We are going to take them up on that offer. We're just going to have to get together and figure out a time.
Killer Radio Show. Met. I think it was Matt. Matt or Mike. Max. I start with an M. God darn it.
This guy looks just like Nick, but shorter.
I don't know.
Not as...
He was a cool guy.
He seemed all right.
Mike.
He's
maybe?
into history,
Oh yeah.
which you like.
Oh wait, no, not that guy. That was Chris.
Wait, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Mike. We met him outside on our way out.
Oh, the comedian fellow.
Yeah, the comedian feller.
Ah, yeah.
You know who's not there? Was Brendan O'Day.
Brendan O'Day.
was not there.
Extemper Radio. He let us down.
And Tim Hansen was also not there, though he probably would have
Timothy Henson.
been very welcome.
He would have introduced himself to everybody
3 times.
at least. It would have been awesome. Probably would have introduced himself 9 times to me.
Yeah. And I've got this strategy of going late, leaving early for events with alcohol because I don't drink anymore. So that's what we did.
Congratulations again on that.
Thank you.
Seriously good thing.
And so we're at this mixer.
So, we're not late, like super late. We're fashionably 15 minutes.
Yeah,
we bring
20,
some sodas.
maybe.
We're mixing. They give a little state of the radio speech, which is very good. Thank you, Zab.
Thanks, Ab.
And then I get a call from work.
Well, this is great.
Right? You get a call from work that the open air cooler, this cooler in the front of the store and everything, is on fire. So this happens about once every 6 months, and but you need it, like it's a thing you have to move on. You can't just let it sit. So we had to leave. So we're getting in the car. We're driving back to the east side. I'm toying with the idea of running through McDonald's on the way, but then my phone rings again, and apparently the cops were also there now and needed some video for a domestic abuse issue
That happened in our lot.
in our lot. I don't know who. Why don't you keep your domestic issues domestic? If you're gonna beat someone, beat them in your house.
In your house.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like, and then don't let them out. 'Cause
Good old-fashioned beating.
They're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, you
Like, she
idiot.
burnt the pot roast. Why are you yelling about it at the gas station? You were just in the kitchen. But
Novices.
so it's like this whole string of things that just I don't know. It's a house of cards over there. Really is.
And so, today, the open-air
today,
cooler guy...
The guy comes in for the open air cooler, and I went the extra mile today. Went online and found the schematics for the open air cooler online because I know they don't keep that like in their back pocket because it's an off-brand. So I hand it to the guy, and he walks in. He's like, "Oh, it's a master build," and I'm like, "Yeah, the Acme of coolers." And he's like, "Yup, sure do fix a lot of these."
Oh, wow.
I was like, "Yeah, that's because no one asked me that." I would have just bought a Sub-Zero and been good. But, that's... I mean, to all the fledgling business owners, all the people who are toying with the idea of opening a business and becoming business people, here's a little trick that no one's going to tell you, but I'm fading out of my own headphones slowly. How is it even I can't hear me at all. What the heck was that?
Try it now.
Now it's fine. What the heck?
Something with that.
There's all kinds of things going on here. It's a magic mystery tour. But, so if you're going to start a business, it is, in the long run, it is cheaper to buy better stuff at first than cheap stuff and repair it a lot. Because here's the deal. When you buy something high quality and you spend money on it, right, you get what you pay for. You buy something cheap and you pay for it once every 3 months in repair bills, and repairs literally net you nothing. You're basically being taxed twice by repairing things. So spend money. Like, if you're going to buy a cooler, buy a good cooler. Buy the best equipment you can get out of the gate. Plus, generally, you get better service. So there's that. That's a thing. It's an important thing.
Yes.
Like, for instance, Sub-Zero, going in the cooler rant here, you can call Sub-Zero. They have an 800 number. You can say, I have a Sub-Zero, and I'm having this issue with it. And they can at least source the problem down. So if you do have to call a repair guy, you can tell him it was this, this, and this, according to that guy, and they dig right in, and it saves you 2 hours of this guy monkeying around with your cooler. Masterbuilt doesn't have an 800 number. So
Do they have anything?
No, they literally just have the schematics on the website, and then an order our coolers section. It's pointless.
So when are you gonna convince her to buy a Sub-Zero?
That'll never happen.
That'll never happen.
Well, this is the thing is, and I can understand it in a sticker shock sense, where, you know, the Masterbuilt costs $600. The same size Sub-Zero costs about $22. So it is quite the capital outlay. But also with the changes in the taxing for small businesses, you luck out. I think it's every other year you can 100% capitalize any investment. So, which would be great. You catch it on a year where we have that, and put it in a brand new cooler, and walk away, and you're done.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But, you know, I'm just one guy screaming at the birds. I do that.
Right. So let's get to business.
Let's get to some business. Let's business on down.
Business. Well, we've got this interesting story from the New York Post
There is this great story from the New York Post.
about how this little-known thing has gotten very little news coverage.
Very little news coverage.
Well, it's a very known thing.
And to some degree, it exposes the bias.
In December 2010, David Plouffe,
I think.
soon to be reappointed as senior advisor to President Obama, gave 2 speeches in the desperately poor country of Nigeria, for which he was paid a total of $100,000.
$100,000.
Was in demand because of his expertise and knowledge of the U.S. political scene.
Yeah.
So what did he talk about?
He basically told these Nigerian companies how to maneuver inside the U.S. political system for financial gain.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wait, here's what it is they gave him $100,000 to give a 2-hour speech. So he gave a 2-hour speech, and they said, well, that was an awful lot for 2-hour speeches, so let's call it $10,000 for the 2-hour speech and $90,000 for you to bend the ear of Barack Obama to anything we want. And David Plouffe says, well, I can't actually do that, but let me go become a consultant for Barack Obama again 6 months from now. Yeah. Yeah, no, he's not in anyone's pocket or anything. $100,000 for 2 hours. The guy's a moron. Where does he get $100,000?
Well, where's that story?
Just turn the page. It's in there. Got to read between the lines. And here's the deal.
Oh, yeah.
He's in as an advisor, then he's out, then he's in as a consultant, then he's out, then he's back in as an advisor somewhere else. He's bouncing back and forth between working a political campaign for a sitting president and consulting for, in some cases, countries and businesses that have a, where is it here? Human rights issues. Like when he was speaking to the oil-rich Azerbaijan.
That's true. They would have never let Bush get away with that.
Oh, God, not for a second. And with any one of them, but then to do it multiple times, and who knows where he's going next.
But, I mean, they barely let Bush get away with the war. Well, that Obama's continuing.
Well, yeah, well, continuing and escalating. 16% casualty rate of civilians with drone strikes right now. Could you imagine if Bush was doing that?
I don't know what Bush's civilian casualty rate was.
It was lower,
Okay.
was the point of the article. I only remember the 16 because that's the year that they have those fancy parties in Mexico for the young ladies, the quinceañera.
Oh.
And I've never been to one of those. And I regret that. I don't know, it's just a thing.
Oh.
But nonetheless, so that's neither here nor... Whoa, there's a pirate going by.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, you're still on camera.
And this whole thing about occupying countries,
Occupy Iraq.
not officially going to war with them, going around Congress to in Libya, Egypt.
Yeah.
President Bush did not do that at all. He had to
He
wait.
Followed the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a nut.
Yeah, what or not.
Yeah, he was just a cowboy with his rule following.
Clinton didn't do that either. It went directly to the Gulf.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so who's the warmongers now?
Yeah, who's the warmongers? I mean, really, it's how.
It's a fair question.
How are you going to go around Congress? I don't even know. How do they go? Do they call it a NATO incident?
I don't know how they're pulling it off.
They must do that.
I just think no one's calling them on it.
Like a UN forces, UN troops go over there, NATO goes over there.
Probably
Somebody
threatening to call members of Congress domestic terrorists and drone strike them if they don't agree with them. That's what I'd do. That's why you know.
drone strike a congressman.
I would do it. Like if I was president. Not right now. I don't have a drone, but. Maybe.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can get away with,
Yeah,
especially in election year.
It's stunning, and that these aren't. That lady is going to get killed. It's, how little you hear about those things. If you listen to the news cycle right now, apparently the presidential ticket is Barack Obama versus Paul Ryan. Romney and Biden don't even count anymore, unless Biden's saying something about turning y'all back into slaves. Y'all. The extra all on the
That's kind of absurd too. I guess we could talk about that, but
no, you don't want to. We don't gotta use.
I don't.
It's just news.
What's the story? I guess what is the story?
He told a mixed race crowd that Paul Ryan and
Mitt Romney wanted to turn them back into slaves.
No, what they're gonna do is they're gonna unchain the banks and they're gonna put y'all back in chains. But when you watch the video, he's preaching like a Baptist preacher.
Oh.
He's got fingeries.
He's got fingery.
He's doing the whole thing. He is literally, if he put blackface on and started singing Mammy, it wouldn't have been as insulting.
Wow.
It was so inappropriate. And one of the articles I got that you refused to read actually mentions how everyone's like, oh, well, that's just Joe. And the guy in the article says, it's always just Joe. When you compare him to Sarah Palin, she is charismatic, well-spoken, effective speaker. Because Joe Biden's a moron. Is what it comes down to. Like he opens his mouth and starts talking, and 20 minutes later he stops, and then you just pick out which parts you want to broadcast. It's not one coherent 20-minute thought.
I don't know. I guess looking back at it, the election of our current president was really a man moment thing in this country. Because look at his opponent.
Yeah.
McCain Palin, really? That's your answer to the last 8 years of Bush?
Well, I guess you kind of have to look at it like this, too, though. I mean, 4 years ago, or ostensibly 4 years ago, Barack Obama was elected in a terrible economy with a war-weary country, and literally, it's been 4 years. You could literally cut these 4 years out, and you're in the exact same situation, except he sucked it up for 4 years.
Right.
We're in the worst economy with the highest unemployment over a span, with multiple wars, multiple military actions happening.
I don't know. I'm better off. Personally, my income has grown. Not.
Are you better off because of things Barack Obama did, or are you better off because you started at minimum wage and now you're making $1 more an hour? After 2 years of employment, exactly as anyone who got a job 2 years ago at minimum wage.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Because if you'd have been hired 10 years ago and worked 2 years, you'd be making $1 more. It would be exactly this. That's just how the rubric works. So,
Wow.
I'm worse off. I pay more taxes. So.
Yeah, that's true. You know what state doesn't have an income tax levy?
Texas.
Do they not?
I don't know. I just love
Washington?
Texas. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't they have a fat tax on everything, though?
Property and sales.
Yeah.
But,
There's
dude,
sales.
your income can support that now that there's no income tax.
Are you sure? Because you're still paying the federal income tax, which is where all the money gets sucked out to.
Yeah, but you're not paying the income tax.
The state income tax.
No, you're paying those. Okay, you know what I'm saying.
I don't. No, clarify, because now you're confusing me.
Okay, when you get your paycheck,
I get my paycheck.
or when I get my paycheck anyway, there's 4 lines taken out. I don't know how many there are
Yes,
for you.
I couldn't even begin to guess.
Okay.
There's just a lot of them.
I may take a look at them one day if you disclose them. to
That
me.
will never happen.
Okay. There's FICA Med,
Yep.
which is Medicare, Medicaid.
Yeah.
There's
Medicare.
FICA, I think just FICA, and that's just Social Security.
Yeah.
There's the federal income tax, then there's the state income tax.
Yes.
What those are just, they are income taxes, but those are usually refunds or amounts owed at the end of the year. They translate into either one. How you get there is if you're above a certain number. The income tax that I'm talking about is the 17th Amendment income tax in the United States Constitution.
Yep.
It passed in the early 1900s.
Okay.
The income tax only taxes the top, I can't remember the exact percentage, of the top X percent of earners. So maybe the top, maybe the top 25% of earners.
Arbitrarily. We'll say 25%.
Yeah, let's say the top 25% of earners in this country.
Okay.
So like Mitt Romney pays the income tax.
Yes.
Or all millionaires and billionaires pay the income tax.
Well, there's fewer of them now than there were when Barack Obama took over. So
Right, now they're just millionaires.
you say it like that's horrifying to watch. You just slough it off like that. That's real money that people don't have right now.
Yeah, but their standard of living hasn't decreased here.
Yes, actually, everyone's standards of living has decreased, especially millionaires, in fact.
Oh,
But
all right.
nonetheless,
I'm gonna let you say whatever you have to say here. Okay, what? How has their standard of living
well,
decreased?
we've lost 11% of millionaires in the last 4 years.
That's a lot of
11%.
money that's not being spent.
That's a lot of money that's not being created. That's money that's just gone. Those are taxes that aren't being paid. So you're gonna tax. Say you only taxed people above $250,000 a year, and let's say you tax them 99% of their income, 99% of their net worth.
That's a lot.
Yeah. No. I'm taking this to the extreme to make the point. So in the course of a year, we're gonna tax them 99% of their net worth. Right? You'd run the government for 3 days and 4 hours. Where does the rest of the money come from? You need more millionaires if you're going to do that. You're destroying them as you go along. On top of which, how hard is it to invest overseas?
Is it hard to invest overseas?
Not in the least. I could actually do it right now sitting on my phone if I wanted to.
Okay, like in a bank account. Let's just say, arbitrarily a bank, a Swiss or a Cayman or whatever.
Like a Swiss or a Cayman, no. But like to invest money in, say, Spain, that's literally as simple as picking.
How are Spanish bond yields right now?
Phenomenal.
Are they? No, they're
No,
not.
they're terrible.
They
What are
can't
you
be.
kidding?
They can't be. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, they're literally, it goes Ireland, Spain, America.
You know,
United States, I should say.
You know that our bond rates are actually one of the safest investments. You can invest in our debt. I know a man.
And I recommend it only because there's so much of it. I mean, there's plenty to go around.
Krugman wrote an article that's saying that
Everyone should get a piece of our debt.
everybody should get a piece of our debt.
Well, most people already have a piece of our debt. I mean, mostly China, but, a lot of other people do. So
Let's get a part of the public debt.
let's take it.
I will. Why not?
I don't know. I got $80,000 in my own debt. I don't know. I'll take some of the public debt.
Yeah, let's take some of the public debt.
Yeah, what the heck? Maybe they'll take some of mine. I wonder if I
If you could sell your
You
debt
think
off as a bond
You think I can do it
depreciating.
as an even exchange? Like, I'll take some of the U.S. debt, and they can take some of my student loans.
That's a good one.
Like, that would
That's
be
a good
all right.
one.
I would take that.
But I mean, these millionaires aren't spending. Okay, if they're not spending money, if they're just
Yeah.
losing millions of dollars,
Yeah.
now they're not billionaires, they're millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
They still have their assets though. You know what I mean? They're still paying their bills. They're still paying their taxes, living okay.
They're still paying their bills, but those industries that support the super rich, if I can be so bold as to use such a lame term,
Okay.
the super rich, those industries are real industries that support everybody else. The tourism industry isn't run by millionaires. It's made by millionaires. They're the ones who go and tour places and pay all those cabana boys and pool boys and drink boys and bartenders and waitresses and hotel staff and cleaning ladies and all that.
Right.
The minimum wage jobs, everybody else, the other 89%. So suddenly you have a millionaire who's like, well, I don't really want to spend. And it sounds like a lot. I don't want to spend $100,000 on a vacation this year. That's $100,000 that's not being injected into that economy they were going to. So say they were going to Key West. Key West is short $100,000 now across the board of everyone who lives there. And
Got it.
And it can't be made up for by the 10 middle-class people because no one's got $10,000 in the middle class to go and make up that difference. They go and they spend $600, $800. So it's
Right.
actually diminishing the value of that tourism industry, which is then contracting, making it less appealing to the people who have the money to spend. So less people come, and eventually the entire economy collapses in on itself.
In theory.
In theory, but it's a sound theory. Economies can't stand on their own. They need outside input.
That's true. But so now you've got these millionaires saving money, though. Now they're not spending it, which
Yeah.
is the most important thing that anybody does in any economy is spend money.
Spend.
No matter what degree. Like, I bought this pair of pants from Kohl's today. I spent $20.
It's a fancy pair of pants.
Thank you. I spent $20 on it. I'm like, okay, well, that's something. I spent, I spent about $20 at Benelux. Tipped very generously.
Good.
So, now that person has some money.
Yes.
Now that business has some money.
Yep.
It's a small degree. But yeah, the objective in any economy is consumption, because without consumption, there is no economy.
Yeah. And everything is an economy and a market. We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, that's a really broad philosophy, though. I mean,
But it's
the relationship between
Accurate.
you and I, do you think it's a or relationship between two human beings?
yeah, absolutely.
It can be defined as a market.
And in fact, when you define it as a market, you get a more clear view of what's
All relationships are markets, but not all markets are relationships.
actually, yeah, that's probably a
Right.
good way of putting it. And then again, it depends on the people. When I have a friend, for instance, I don't spend my friendship looking at it as a give and take. I give generally, and I don't expect anything in return.
Right.
For me, it's not a running tab. I don't do it like that. But I expect that if I do need something, I can ask them for it and get it.
Right.
It's, and not a physical thing, but like I'm having a really rough day and the shotgun tastes delicious. Like, can you come pull it out of my mouth?
Yeah.
I expect that out of my friends. I don't expect them to purchase me a mug, for instance. Or
Yeah,
probably.
thank you, by the way.
Yeah, it was like $5. Totally worth it.
I mean, they're kind of like our mugs. Though they are.
They are our mugs. They are our mugs. We should leave them here so everyone is shamed. We should get cup holders. We should talk to Zav about putting cup holders up, and then everyone should get their own mugs. That would be amazing.
That would be interesting.
That would be awesome.
Like little hangers, just little
like the
wall
little-
hangers.
You ever seen the little? They're cup hooks. They're little. We got them at the station. They
I think.
usually screw them in the ceiling. They're literally. I can't believe there's not a single one around here. That is.
They're not that ubiquitous.
No, they really are. That's the thing.
We're in a video store, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, well, they hang stuff. Like, stuff is hung there.
Okay,
Things are
I get it.
hanged. Well, here, like, see the eye hook there?
Yeah.
It's like that with the top half of the eye.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
Well, what I'm talking about is, the wall. We could just have a wall hanger, like a coat hanger.
Well, yeah.
Just
Oh,
hang
we can
your-
do that, too. You know?
Right, hang your mug up.
Oh, man, we should go find a school that's going out of business because the unions drove them into the ground, and we could buy all of their old equipment from their chemistry lab and have those test tube dryers. That would be cool. Shouldn't be hard to do.
I don't know any
Just go to-
school going out of business.
We'll just go down to Chicago. There's dozens of them.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Awesome. Last thing we want to do is educate the masses. Next thing you know, they'll be voting and reading and thinking on their own.
Yeah. Well, we don't want that.
No, independent thought is against government rule.
That's why I get kind of mad at people that don't value an education, and they wonder why they're so destitute in every aspect of their life: socially, mentally, intellectually, socioeconomically. They're destitute all across the board,
Oh, yeah.
and it's because there's a couple of ways you can get ahead in this world,
There's a couple.
and I'm gonna name the chief ones.
Name them.
You're born into it with money. You never have to do anything your whole life. Number 2, is education. Most people get better jobs with better degrees. Number 3 is hard work.
No one likes that.
Nobody ever got anywhere, even if you did or did not have a degree. Nobody gained anything ever that wasn't gained through hard work or war.
War is hard work.
War. I'm not saying that war isn't hard work, but I think it's a separate hard work.
Even the magic cat agrees with that one.
Right. There's a great quote by Calvin Coolidge, and I wish that I committed it 100% to memory.
So instead, you're gonna flub it.
But instead, I'm going to paraphrase it.
I want it so hard. Give it to me.
Is that nothing can help humanity more than persistence. I'm getting a call.
Oh, that should be on silent.
Unknown caller, unknown number.
That's probably the person you wanted to talk
That's
to.
probably Washington. Washington's calling me.
You should probably answer that.
I'm not answering it for Washington. I got something to say here.
You let it ring on the air. Everyone knows your business now.
No, they know my ringtone. That's what everybody
And
knows.
Now you're gonna be like on the bus riding somewhere, and it's gonna go off, and like, that's the son of a gun, and they're gonna.
Washington's gonna call me. No. Nothing will work except for persistence. Not education. Many educated men have been derelicts, not talent. The world is full of talented nobodies. It's to that effect. Press on, the 2 words that have affected the human race more than anybody,
Indeed.
or more than anything.
Well, it goes back to Life's a Little Instruction Book. It's a small book. You may have seen it. It's actually called Life's Little Instruction Book. It was a father originally. This was like 20 years ago. It was written the first version before it became like the chicken soup for the whatever.
Oh, is that what it?
It went down that road, the little instruction.
Okay.
And then they stopped in the chicken soup. Nonetheless, Life's Little Instruction Book, the first iteration, had like 180 things in it that this guy had written down for his son. Things that you should do, like now that you're a man, this kind of thing.
Right.
Like learn how to tie a tie, learn how to change a tire, call your mother, these kind of things.
I forget how to tie my tie. Every time.
Yeah, I'm going to buy you Life's a Little Instruction Book because it actually changed my life when I was younger. And I mean that literally, because there's one thing in there that he put, and it's almost, again, it's glib the way he's got it, like just in amongst the other things, is no matter what you're doing, do something. Even if it's the wrong thing, do it anyway. And that's true, because you don't move forward standing still. Like, you always have to make a move. There's always... Now you have a message.
I do have a message.
Oh
keep going. Keep going.
You just got to move. That's
All
what
right.
I'm saying. You got to
Yes, I
go.
know.
That's the
All
whole,
right.
but like, don't
All right.
just, if you're going to do something, do it. If you're not going to do anything, die. Like, you're not helping the human race. You're not helping yourself. You're not helping your community, your friends. Or
By
your
inaction and
By
just
inaction,
thinking
yeah.
about it. Yeah.
On the plains of hesitation lie the bones of countless millions who on the dawn of victory sat to rest and resting died.
That's a good one. You've got that committed verbatim. I know that. Who is that?
Don't know.
Oh,
I read that when I was like 9 years old.
that's a great 9.
Yeah.
You remembered that.
I will never forget
That's
that.
a great one.
That is going on my tombstone right underneath Wish You Were Here.
I'm gonna look up that one.
Do you need me to repeat it? Because I love saying it.
On
Literally brings chills
on the
to my
plane. Yeah, it's
On the plains of hesitation lie the bones of countless millions who, on the dawn of victory, sat to rest and resting died.
That's good. That was a good one. Repeat that to me when I have this operable.
That will never be operable again.
It's an HP. Don't jinx it.
it's too late.
Jesus Christ.
Man, I looked at it sideways and I think it started smoking. That's right. Here's something that people don't always know about me. I love technology. I really do. Like, I have an cellular phone, and like I've owned more computers.
He's got a ThinkGeek account. Do you have an account with ThinkGeek?
I
or-
have an account with ThinkGeek. Like, I love
They've got
technology.
really cool stuff.
I love fancy things with bells and whistles and like all that stupidness. The problem I have is that it doesn't like me back. And just my very presence in a room can often destroy technology within like a 10-foot radius. I'm like a small scale, like I'm like an EMF. Like, just it's
Yeah.
terrible. Like I go off and things break. So,
But conversely, I think, or inversely, when you leave the station, things that are thermodynamic or just electric just tend to
That's because
break.
the station is haunted, and the ghost loves me, and just wants me there all the time.
That is true to some degree.
I actually moved closer to the station the last time I moved, just so it would know that I'm that much closer. So
He was already close.
I was close to begin with. I'm now literally. I measured it with my phone. My other phone has one of these things where you can hit a button and walk, and then it tells you how far you went. 499 feet from my office chair to my bed. Less than 500 feet. 499 feet between those two places.
That is insane.
Yeah. I can't even finish a cigarette on the walk over. Like, I have to wander down the streets to do it.
Well, it's good. You get a good neighborhood view then.
I do, actually, and that's one of the neat things about where I live is I have a very good view of what's going down within 2 blocks in every
You need to.
direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of don't want to walk out there in the middle of something, because there is always the chance that someone's blowing up an abortion clinic.
Yeah. Or doing something on the triangle over there.
They're setting things on fire. That's newly popular in the
Breaking
neighborhood.
into cars.
Oh, dude, I can't sleep unless I hear a window break. That's no lie. Like, if I wake up and there isn't the tinkle of glass all over the ground as I walk, it's not the same.
I got an ex-girlfriend that just moved down by you.
How long did it take her to get her car broken into?
She's not had it broken into yet. I haven't heard any stories.
Well, it'll happen.
But her car, she drives to the station like all the time.
Her car's gonna get broken into.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. Does she know? Did you tell her?
No.
You should probably warn her. I would. Like,
Well, I don't know. Should I warn her?
I'm pretty
she'll
sure.
figure it out. I mean,
Well, it's inevitable.
or she'll die.
Or she'll die, like everyone. Camera's over there.
No, I know. I was having a moment in my brain.
Were you dying?
No.
Because I hope you weren't.
Oh, we have barely gotten to business.
You know what, though? We've actually had a
fun
fantastically interesting
conversation.
show.
Yeah. That's good. Legacy.
Is that us?
That's us.
Answer. I think it's us. No, you gotta hit the button. Hello?
No frequency.
No?
Hello, this is no frequency. I'm well. I think you may have a wrong number, sir.
You are on the radio, sir.
Because this is a radio show.
You turn, hit the
That's
button.
true.
Put him on. Is he on?
No, we're people that are on a radio show. We don't pay for delivery to a radio show. We have no say in that matter, sir.
Do we need to transfer this phone call?
I work at a place that has delivery, Journal Sentinel delivery. I get it pretty frequently.
Is he selling us? The
Thank
Journal
you.
Sentinel? He's on this is a news radio show, sir.
Jesus.
That is not hung up all the way. Now they're trying to sell it to you on the... You should answer that one, too.
Nope.
Bring it.
I know who that is.
Bring it. Uh-oh. Who dat? Do I want to know? I don't want to know. I'm not
I
interested.
apologize, listening audience. Everything has gone wrong.
Things are falling apart.
That could have gone wrong.
We are seconds away from being destroyed.
And now it's all back. I put my phone on silent, and that phone is, I don't know.
We don't know what's with that phone.
And some guy just tried to sell us the Journal Sentinel, for Christ's sake.
That's awesome. I love the Journal Sentinel. I can say that.
He was
I
trying
was so close to saying it with a straight face, too. I was like right on the cusp
I like
there.
the Journal Sentinel. I think it's a good news source.
What I don't like about it, though, here, we have one. Let's show
We
it
happen to have a Journal Sentinel
Okay,
here.
so this is a Journal Sentinel. Can you?
Here,
there
let
it
me-
is.
let me-
No, I got it. You
All
back
right.
off. We're gonna.
Okay.
I'm about to have a capitalist moment. All right. So here's the Journal Sentinel. It's this is the final Monday edition. Where is that?
It is Monday.
It is Monday. So this is $1
We're on Mondays.
in the city and suburbs, and $1.50 or higher elsewhere, as all newspapers are. All right. I want to show you for $1. This is how thick this is. All right. really.
That's our
inconsistent.
paper.
That's our paper. It's flopping because it's so thin. I'll do the U thing that way.
It's usually not that thin. I feel like there's something missing there because
On a-
it's usually not that thin
on a Monday,
weekdays.
it shouldn't be like this.
It's
but
never
this is
that thin.
It's always this thin.
I've never had a paper that
The
thin.
weekdays are terrible, and then the Sunday edition, which costs you $2.25,
It's really fat.
is so stuffed with advertisements. Not even coupons anymore. There's hardly the coupons to be had in it.
Really?
Because I love coupons. I don't do anything with them. I just like looking at them
Yeah.
because then it gives me a sense of what things actually cost. 'Cause anyone who thinks they're saving money or like pulling one over on a company because they have a coupon, okay, they don't put out coupons that leaves them not making their minimum markup. That will never happen. So when you get like a $2 off a $4 item, you're like, oh my God, it's half off. Yeah, okay, that means that it only costs 17 cents to make. You're still getting robbed. Don't fall for it. Use coupons. I'm not against that. It's Wisconsin, one of the highest coupon redemption states in the country.
Really?
Yeah, really. I know that because I've had so many issues with coupons. I know more about them than I ever wanted to know. I hate coupons, but I love them.
Okay.
But, you know, it's just use them wisely though. Don't this is the thing. People cut coupons because they're good coupons and then buy things they never use. There's nothing cheaper than not buying crap you won't use. That is the cheapest you can do. Getting crap you won't use for half off is still wasting money. That's financial advice you can take from me. I own that financial advice.
All right.
Don't buy the Journal set.
Don't buy the. I will say to buy the Jerusalem. No, the guy.
Go someplace where they have. Go to McDonald's and just steal their copy.
The guy calls and he's like, "Did you catch that? Any of that?"
I couldn't hear a word of it. No.
Okay, so the show didn't catch it. The guy's like, "Hey, is this? You guys want the Journal Sentinel?
You should just told him yes.
Do you guys get the
done?
Journal Sentinel? You guys get the paper?" We're a radio show, sir. And what? Is this the place that has a radio show? Do you want the delivery of the Journal Sentinel? I work at a place that gets it delivered.
You should just send him. Told him yes and tell him to show up right now. What? Who that? That's
Fox. Oh, that's actually Liz. I saw
Liz. Liz, what up? Chica,
her. I wonder how their kid is.
small and malnourished.
Small. I don't know about malnourished.
I do.
They're pretty okay.
Living on Jimmy John's. Kids.
Hey, Jimmy John's is good stuff. They actually say to feed your kid with that.
Like, who the heck says that?
There's signs in the place, you know.
Is it really?
Yeah, there are signs in the place.
That's man. I should have gone into advertising. I got a bad attitude like that. I could have pulled this off.
You know, I'd like to go to the Groman Museum of. No, the Groman Museum is. I'm sorry, the MSOE, the Eisner Museum
Of advertisement
of Advertisement
doesn't
is-
exist anymore.
Doesn't it?
No.
In the Third Ward.
No, someone told me it's no longer a thing. Or
Ah.
like now it's an occasional thing, like a roving advertisement.
That sucks.
You know, it's one of those things. Like I would want to see that. You would want to see that.
Yeah. Well, it's just history of advertising.
That guy would not have wanted to see it.
Well, I don't.
That dude, probably not so much.
Zav?
No. This is another dude over there. I don't know who he is.
I think advertising is interesting because
Advertising is fascinating to me because you have to tell an entire story in such a truncated form. Like, this is why I like advertising. Like commercials, generally 30 seconds long.
right.
They have 30 seconds to tap into your wants, your needs, your hopes, and your dreams, and then convince you that all of those things are met by whatever's in that 30 seconds.
That's true.
That is so much, like, Ernest Hemingway would have had trouble cutting things down to that size. Like, I mean, this is what it takes whole teams to be able to advertise things. That's why I like our little marquee out front where I write things. Like, when I have a good idea, I love my idea because I think I can only fit 100 characters on that whole board.
Right.
100 characters, not words, characters.
You don't need even that much.
I try not to use that much because then it'd just be crowded, and I don't want people crashing because they're laughing at my sign.
No.
But, you know, like to tap into the humor, the sense of humor, the idea that you want to stop here, that we're a hip and happening place, like, you have to get all of that wedged in. I think I know that guy. Like that idea, that
Yeah.
compaction, I guess would be the word. I love that. And I love about advertising. That's why, like, the Absolute, like the vodka advertisements,
Yeah.
that's freaking genius.
I forget what they do. What do they do?
They don't do anything. That's the thing. It's Absolute whatever. Like, they spell it all wrong and funny and Russian looking, right? And then it's something like, if it was this coffee mug, it would just say Absolute, and it'd be a coffee mug, and it was Absolute coffee mug. Like, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's what it would be. But you get the whole, everything that is Absolute, you get it. Like, you understand that it's just pure and clear and simple and straightforward, and that's the idea, and that's what it is, and it's absolutely that.
Huh.
I actually ran out of breath in that little tirade. Seriously.
I didn't know you're so passionate about advertising. That's pretty.
I really am. I actually have books on it that, like books like the 20 ads that changed the world, all that kind of stuff. Like the Apple ad from 1984 with the throwing thing and the whole.
I don't know that one.
You are so young, but there was once upon a time there was this ad for Apple back before.
He remembers it.
He might have actually been in it, where all these people are sitting in a 1984 style in front of a screen with a talking heads. Government's going to eat your brains and all. And then for some reason, that blonde chick who played Red Sonja comes running up. Zav would know her name. I can't remember her name right now. Brigitte Nielsen comes running up, and she's got either a sledgehammer or an Olympic hammer, one or the other. And she throws it through the screen, and it's like this great release, and like an Apple or Macintosh, whatever it was at the time. And that's the whole advertisement.
Oh.
It's like a minute long. It really doesn't say a whole lot, but it tells an entire story.
Okay. Okay, give me another one. Give me another advertisement.
Well, the Absolute one is in there.
Okay.
The Coke song, If I Could Buy the World a Coke.
Oh, yeah.
That is one of
Okay, Oscar Mayer.
the Oscar Mayer.
That has to be in there.
That's on there. Man, there's one for the Air Jordans. But I feel like they misguided themselves with the Air Jordan one in there, because it's not so much Air Jordans that were advertised. They just turned Jordan into a brand.
Which
is a new phenomenon.
might have been the best thing Jordan ever did.
I don't know, the first time he dunked was the best thing he ever did. The second best thing he ever did was capitalize on all of it.
There are people that say that, you know, if Jordan was around today, he wouldn't even be anything in the NBA.
No, and he wouldn't be.
You know, well, some people say that he's still the greatest basketball player ever. Well, hold on.
I'm holding.
But, you know, I think the best thing that Jordan ever did was capitalize on his name. And, you know, man moment, the whole thing about Obama, too. Obama was the man for the moment. He was African American. That's never been done. The country had 8 years of a Bush that it hated. I could tell it hated. And it was going to go Democrat. Either way.
It was going to. Didn't matter who.
And the alternative was McCain-Palin. So there's no way that Obama wasn't going to get that election. This election is really shaky because that article, you feel like you don't know Barack Obama. I feel like I do know Barack Obama a little bit better than I did before, obviously. I feel like I might know him better than Mitt Romney, though.
At this point, but at the same time, after 4 years, do you know him as much as you should?
I feel like I don't know him as well as I knew Bush after 4 years.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's true. I'm probably too young to remember Clinton.
Yeah, probably. But we knew a lot about Clinton. That's the thing is with Clinton, for instance, all of the aspects of Clinton's life, they were the man. Like, you knew that's what you get. Like, you look at him and you know exactly what he's about.
Yeah.
There's no mistaking Clinton's intentions. He is a shark circling.
Right.
When you look at Bush, there's no mistaking his intentions because he just put it all out there. He was very open about what he was thinking.
I don't know if he was that smart either.
Yeah, he was. And then you get around to Barack Obama. You're Bush bashing for no reason.
No, I really don't think he was
He
that
brought us
smart.
back from the brink of war so that Barack Obama would have the opportunity to make the wars worse. I mean, he did that for us. That's what he left us. You have to be smart to do that.
History will tell a different story.
He literally...
It's going to be harder for me to tell that story if I'm ever a history teacher because I lived through it.
See, what's great is he set it up perfectly so that once Barack Obama, or whichever Democrat's in power loses it, basically guaranteed 50 years of Republican rule. I'm saying it now.
50 years of Republican rule has not happened since
ever, because people always think they want to be compassionate until they deal with it.
No, that's not true. That's not true. 50 years of Republican rule happened directly after the Civil War. There was about 50...
That was a different Republican.
There was about 50 years of Republican presidents. No, it merged into current Republican, kind of.
Well, and that, let's go down that road for a second. The evolution of the parties.
The evolution of the part... Do we have time? I don't have time for that. I really don't.
Well, I don't care what you have time for. I have time for.
We have 1 minute.
What? I don't need you for this part.
Okay.
No, the evolution of the parties is there's this always looking back to see what the party was when they started. Everybody wants that same font of party pride almost. But the parties change. As younger generations come up, there's more melding, there's more collusion, more people getting together on these things. Like me, again, I'm conservative. I don't care about abortion. I don't care about gay marriage. It's not because I'm glib. It's because I don't care. It doesn't affect me. If I'm still being allowed to do what I want to do, I will happily let them do what they want to do.
Right.
You know, same thing with the liberal. You know, I don't suspect that every liberal is 100% in favor of abortion. I'm sure there are liberals out there who are against abortion, but that's not their touch point. You know, that's not the defining factor, despite the fact that that's the news cycle. It's all you ever hear about.
That'd be really weird to be friends with the person who was fiscal liberal, social conservative. That would be.
Right? That's a beast you hardly see.
I hate that person.
I wonder if that person would ever admit it.
Whoever that person is, I hate you.
I love you. Will you marry me, whoever you are? I hope you're the girl over at Fuel Cafe who makes these Kevorkian.
I'm going to talk about.
With the blonde.
I am going to talk about history on the next show. I'm going to bring us out of the Dark Ages, back to the Dark Ages, and then out from it with a little lesson.
He's already brought us to the Dark Ages.
Until next time, I have got my own headphones, too. I'm going to have these headphones.
He remembered to bring his headphones.
These
Check
are
them out.
great.
Look at these headphones, everybody.
Look at my headphones.
Look at it. Look, we're going to dance with the headphones. Dancing headphones.
Look at that.
Oh, it's so sick.
And mugs.
Mugs. And
Mugs.
Magic cats.
And cats.
Which Dom is less amused by than he thought he would be.
I do like that cat.
It's a sweet cat. It was actually a birthday present last year from Amanda's ma.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pleasant. Yeah. All right. Well, we got O'Day staring us down, even though he wasn't at the mixer. Oh, well.
Oh,
Screw
yeah.
it.
Let us down at the mixer.
Until next time, we're out.
Bye-bye.